So the film was so fun.
You.
And when you first heard the film was being made, what was it about Paddington and your role that made you want to be a part of the film?
Well, I read the script. I just fell in love with the script. I knew that Paul is a friend of mine. He was working on the film and had been for the past year that he got this, he was called upon it to direct this big feature film, which is incredibly exciting for him. So I was very excited. I knew it was around and in the air, but it was the last thing I expected. So I was just incredibly flattered and honoured, and the script is so brilliant and made me laugh out loud. I mean, I think that's because of, Paul's genius, he's incredibly funny in person and very warm, very bright, and full of, he's just very effervescent in personality, and it's a perfect match, really, and it comes across in the script. So I was incredibly flattered and honoured, and didn't expect it at all. I just loved it. It was very creative to work on because of who Paul is, and you can always put more in and more colour and more detail. So we tried to make it as rich as possible, and we worked on rehearsal period and that, putting all that detail in as much as you can, and it's the perfect marriage of such a classic English children's story, which is very dear to a lot of people's hearts, and director who has an incredible vision of his own, and that's when you make something really unique.
Yeah. I loved it.
Oh, good.
One of my favorite scenes was the scene where you first see Paddington and you crouch down, you look at him right in the face and you say, are you lost? Shouldn't you be at home? What on earth were you looking at? And what was it like to shoot that scene? I can't imagine.
That was actually, that was a long night shoot. I loved doing that scene, actually. It was early on in the filming process, and then we came back to it afterward, but it sort of everything clicked together, and the magic for me is sort of all clicked into place. Although knowing that there was, it was just, as an actor, it's something where I just sort of found it, whatever. I mean, not that anyone would be aware of that, but it just felt very magical, and it's probably because it was late at night and I was hallucinating. But I wasn't hallucinating. But,
no, but it was amazing because it was so genuine.
Oh,
like you were looking
good.
right in his eyes almost. It was so genuine.
Well, I think we all feel that you sort of, if it was, he's not a child, but he's a lost child. And you can't not fall in love with that and want to take care of that, and sort of putting yourself at every stage in Paddington's shoes, as it were. And at that time we only had for that, because of the I don't know how it unfolded, or for whatever reason there was a stick with a mark on it for most of it, but we had this great head of Paddington head that was used occasionally for an eye line, and but because of the logistics and the incredible CGI process, and Frame Store did an amazing job, and they needed different things at certain times as well, depending on the shot. So different things were called upon. But I think that scene is the point where they all meet. It's very important, and I loved it when I read it, and it kind of made me, when I read it, made me cry. Because he's the classic refugee, or he's a classic sort of evacuee,
It was an emotional scene. It kind of did
do
that
good.
Joker kind of
but
thing.
It's a lost child in a way, and we all feel that. We all feel that of being alone in the world and scared and without a friend, and he's got such a beautiful innocence, where always believing the good in people, and that can only warm your heart as well. It just I did love doing that, but I loved doing every scene, and it felt an important relationship. all the relationships were, but it just, you know, Paddington is, it's the moment where he's, it changes his life, you know.
Such a great movie. And you guys give him such a great little home.
I know.
I enjoyed it so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.